Welcome everyone to another episode of History Buffs or Bluffs. We are your hosts. My name is Kyle.
And I'm Sydney.
As you may remember, we are married, and I am a writer.
And I love to read.
I'm also a history buff.
And I am not.
Our podcast is a story-driven topic on an event that may
or may not
have happened in history. I'm going to tell you a tale either from history or from my head, and at the end of the episode I'm going to give Sid a chance to be a history buff or call my bluff.
And we want all of our listeners to play along, so please do not Google anything and see if you can guess it right. Maybe you'll get a better track record than me.
2-1 so far for me.
So remember last week when we were like, we think we're turning a new leaf with Sutton sleeping? Wow, the last 3 nights have been terrible. Although last night was Noel, not Sutton.
Yeah, but we jinxed ourselves.
Yeah, I know. The other night Sutton was hungry, so she woke up at 12:30. And then after she ate, she was stoked on life. She was kicking her feet. She was babbling. And then throwing her hands up everywhere and just laughing. And
it was cute, but it was 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and it lasted until 3:30 a.m. And then last night, Noel woke up at 3:30 and was up every half hour after that.
Yeah.
So we are struggling today.
Lots of coffee.
Yes.
Lots of rest. Well, for Sid, I was up with the kids at 5:30, 6:30, 6:30.
6:30. You gotta sleep, okay? And then you got up.
And then I got up after. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a good team.
We tag team.
Also, I decided I'm gonna start taking some notes.
She's got her pen.
Because listening back to some episodes, I'm like, oh yeah, I probably at that point should have realized that it was not real.
Or real.
So.
Or real.
Or real.
Don't spoil.
No spoilers. So yeah, I'm going to try to jot down everything and then review my notes in order to make a decision instead of just going on a whim. Pause. We are adding this in post because I was dumb and my genius idea of note-taking.
Sydney was using her iPad and a stencil.
Stylus.
Oh. A stylus.
My iPad and a stylus. So there's a lot of tapping in the background, but only for a few minutes, so.
I did my best to remove what we could, but you're going to hear it for the first quarter.
No,
of
only
the
like
episode.
a few minutes.
Like 30 minutes.
No, only like 5 minutes. But yeah, just a warning. And now we return to regular scheduled programming.
We'll see if it works out for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm feeling good about this one. I think I'm going to be 3-1 by the end of it.
Me?
3-1 by the end of it.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
What's our topic today?
Well, we're going to discuss war.
More war.
Yes, but this is a very specific war.
Okay.
This is the Anglo-Zanzibar War, but it is better known as the shortest war in history.
The shortest war in history? Is it like a day?
You'll see.
Is it like an hour?
You'll see.
Anglo-Zanzibar. That's in Africa, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Now, obviously, out of all the wars throughout history, there's going to be one that is regarded as the shortest. But care to guess how short this one was?
I already guessed.
Guess again.
An hour. A minute.
A minute. You're
Wait,
guessing
actually?
a minute.
No. Maybe like a day.
A day. Okay. Is that your final guess for now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you. But first, we need to go back to what started it all. Out of all the countries in the world and in history, there isn't one who spread their control and influence more than the British Empire. At their height, they had colonies all over the world. North, South America, Africa, Asia, Australia, and all the islands in between. And of course, Europe. The reason they were so much more dominant was their technological advancements and military tactics in sea warfare. They were the number one power in the world, controlling land and sea around the globe for more than 400 years. They were superior and nearly unbeatable in war. All except for 1776.
Oh my god. Boo.
But we're not talking about that. In the 19th century, the British Empire dominated global trade. With the most powerful navy, they set up colonies all over, collecting the local materials and controlling markets for every country.
Wait, what year was this?
The 19th century. I haven't given you a specific year yet.
Sorry.
You're fine. This didn't mean other nations weren't setting up their own colonies, and a large push was done by multiple European countries into Africa. This was called the Scramble for Africa. This occurred between 1880 to 1914. There were 7 main countries who were involved. It was the United Kingdom, British, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. In that time, each country took over control of sections of Africa, setting up trade routes and ensuring their rule by working with locals.
Why do they want Africa? Why can't they just be happy with their own nations?
They needed...
Why does everybody have to go to war over everything all the time? So annoying. Is it because of the resources?
It's the resources.
Always the resources.
Yeah. In 1890, on the eastern coast of Africa, Germany and the British were racing to control the area. In July of that year, the Anglo-German agreement was signed, and they evenly split the area, promising to not interfere with each other's operations. Germany gained, see if I get this right, Heligoland.
Helio?
Heligoland.
Heligo?
Heligoland. It was a British island in the North Sea above Germany. So they made like this big trade, and they traded land and areas.
Okay.
So that was one of the things they got. They also got the southwestern Africa in an area called the Caprivi Strip, and then sections of East Africa.
Okay.
The UK, the British got Wituland.
Wituland?
How
do you spell that?
Witu land.
Witu.
It's basically the Kenyan coast.
Okay.
And then they also got sections of East Africa. They kind of split East Africa.
Okay. Did they have to fight for all of this? Did they just agree?
This was an agreement that they made.
Okay.
They were kind of not really warring for it, but they were racing out there to control the land, take it. They also got 2 islands. The islands were called Oh boy.
You should probably look up pronunciation. This is the 4th episode now, and you still are not looking up how to pronounce words.
No, the thing is, I looked up how to pronounce things, or I was just making things up.
So in theory, you should be able to pronounce it if you made it up.
Yeah, but I still have trouble pronouncing. Okay. Unguja and Pemba. Unguja was also known as Zanzibar Island. So this is where our war occurs.
I want to go there someday.
Zanzibar?
It looks really pretty.
Yeah, we could go look at where this took place.
If it's real. If it's not.
Now, at the signing of the treaty, Zanzibar was ruled by Ali bin Said. He was a sultan, and he ruled from 1890 to 1893. He was basically forced to allow British rule over his land. They kept him in charge in that agreement, and he ruled until his death. That was 1893. He was replaced by his nephew, Hamad
Almost?
No. Hamad bin Thuwani. And he ruled from 1893 until 1896. Now, he was put in place there by the British Empire. In their agreement to control this land, they had the final say on who became sultan. That was what they agreed upon.
Is a sultan like a king?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I sound dumb?
No, you don't sound dumb. These are a lot of different words.
Talk to me like I'm a child.
These are So Hamad was friendly toward the crown in their operations. But on August 25th, 1896, at 11:40 a.m., he suddenly and inexplicably died.
What happened?
It's theorized that he was poisoned.
No. By who?
We don't know.
Oh.
Or maybe we do.
Shoot.
Khalid bin Bargash, his cousin, claimed the throne immediately.
What does bin mean? Because, like, everybody's name has
I think...
Osama bin Laden.
So, it's a little spoiler of ahead, but Khalid's father's name is Bargash. So maybe it's a little, like, Khalid of Bargash. Like, son of Bargash. And let me do some quick research real quick. Should have looked at... I should have... All right. That's a good question, Sydney. I was right. It's son of.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Learned something new.
So he claimed the throne immediately, starting his reign of Zanzibar Island. This reign wouldn't even last 48 hours. You see, Khalid was not favored by the British Empire. He despised the colonizers who were claiming the land that his people had lived on for generations.
Rightfully so.
He planned to take Zanzibar back for him and his people.
Yes.
He was ready to fight off the British.
Go. Wait, what's his name?
Khalid.
Go, Khalid.
Khalid believed he deserved the throne, more so than his cousin. Maybe this was why he did what he did. He does have valid reasons for this belief. He was denied not once, but twice for his claim to the throne. Khalid was 16 years old when Ali bin Said was given the title of Sultan, and when the British arrived and claimed control of their island. Without even discussing or making deals with the people that lived there, these Europeans came in and stated that they now answered to the crown. A crown Khalid had never heard of before and will never see. During this first sultan, the British Empire installed a consul, Gerald Portal.
Gerald.
To start making decisions about the island.
Is he a white guy?
He's British, so yeah.
That was the whitest name. That's more than Steven.
Gerald. He basically ran the show. He told the Sultan what should be done. He was, after all, a British diplomat. He was born the son of a prominent politician, and he rose in the ranks. He was also, at one time, a professional cricket player for one game, scoring 6 and taking 4 wickets for 55 runs. Are you going to make that note?
Why is he... Wait, why?
Anyways.
Why is he professional just for one game?
Well, he went into government work.
Why would you ever want to go into government work rather than being a pro athlete? The government sucks.
That is something you will learn.
I don't understand what
throughout this
happened.
podcast.
Why did you say that?
Maybe I added that to just throw you off. Your eyes twitching a little. Now, Khalid watched this unknown man, this foreigner, come in and strip power from the Sultan. Income was dispersed, a variety of departments were being created and put under control of Gerald, including the police force. Khalid was filled with a simmering rage that was unallowed to boil over.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought the deal was that they get kept in power, not this guy.
Yeah, that was the deal.
But they broke it?
But there's a British diplomat to oversee, to make sure, because it's a
British... it's not actually their power. They have to do what this guy says.
Correct. It's a British colony. They claimed the land, so they claim control of it, so they ensure that it follows British standards, British rule.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's why 1776 happened. Khalid's home, his government, was moved around and reduced to nothing. His people, his powerful sultan, was a simple figurehead now, a familiar face for the people of Zanzibar, but the British had control. He wanted to make a change. For 3 years, Khalid endured the encroachment of his land. In 1893, when the sultan was growing sick, the new consul, Renal Rod, began to discuss with the people about electing a replacement sultan. So Rennell replaced Gerald.
Another white guy.
Now, I hadn't mentioned this yet, but Khalid was this. Oh, I had, I had mentioned this. I was reading my script too much. Okay, so I had mentioned earlier that Khalid was the son of Bargash bin Said. So he was the second sultan of Zanzibar from 1870 to 1888. Bargash was, to all records and testimonies, a successful and popular sultan. He was credited for constructing a lot of the infrastructure in their area, installing piped water, public baths, instituting the police force, and upkeeping roads, parks, hospitals, and administrative buildings. So he did a lot of good for the people of Zanzibar. He was also considered the last sultan of Zanzibar to hold true independence from European control. Because 1890 was when they came in.
Okay.
But they were there like a few years before when they were warring with Germany for the area. It was quite a legacy, and Khalid was certain that this was enough for him to be the next sultan. He was, in fact, considered. There were 3 candidates: Khalid, son of Bargash, Hamed bin Thawani, Khalid's cousin, and Mahmud, the elder cousin of the current sultan. Despite his legacy, Rennell considered Khalid unfit for the role of sultan, even went so far as calling him undesirable.
I thought he was the sultan.
No, not
Khalid?
No, Khalid. He wants to be the sultan. He was a candidate for the position.
I'm confused.
Maybe this is my plan. Just throw so much at you
Yes, that is exactly.
so that you're confused.
That is exactly what's been happening. You tell all the stories, and I stopped taking notes, by the way. You got too entranced into the story. But then I can't remember everything, and then I get it wrong.
Well, we'll see.
You said Khalid was the sultan when,
No.
when Gerald came in and, like, told him what to do.
No. Khalid. Let me go back. The sultan, when Gerald came in, was Ali bin Said.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of names. So Ali, and then he was getting sick. And in 1893 is when they're looking for a new sultan.
Okay.
So it's an election, basically.
Okay.
But Rennell did not like Khalid for it.
Okay.
We're not sure why he thought this, but it obviously infuriated Khalid. In March of that year, Sultan Ali bin Said died from poor health. Khalid believed a show of strength, of decisive action, would work favorable for him. So Khalid entered the palace of the Sultan, claiming the throne as his own. Rennell disagreed immediately and ordered hundreds of Marines to land to enforce the order.
Jeez. It's not very nice.
It's an insurrection, Sydney.
What does that mean?
Like rebellion.
We need that. We gotta cut that. Otherwise they're gonna come for us.
The local police force was also brought in, and they surrounded the palace. Rennell demanded that Khalid permit him to enter. He told Khalid that the palace doors would be blown open if he didn't listen, and he gave him 5 minutes to comply. After 5 minutes, the doors were blown open as promised, and Khalid was arrested, and his cousin, Hamed bin Thawani, was made sultan.
Why did they want him instead?
He was more favorable to the crown.
But why?
He was pro-British. Yeah.
It's all politics, huh?
There's a lot of politics. A lot of politics going on. Khalid was furious and probably embarrassed. He'd gone in with strength and a show of power, like his father before him, and it hadn't worked. Now his cousin, a buffoon who kissed the hand of the crown, who betrayed his own people in Khalid's view, was sultan. For another 3 years, Khalid had to sit back and watch as more of his land, of their resources, were given away to the British Empire.
How sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
It is sad.
There's a lot of...
He actually cares about his people and his land.
Is that what you think?
Why? Is
Nothing.
he a bad guy?
We'll get to it.
Is he not actually? It's all just an act.
You'll see. All right. Now, one dark night, Khalid heard a knock at his door.
What is it?
He opened it, seeing men he'd never met before. Strangers weren't uncommon. There were many in Zanzibar that even he didn't know. That didn't stall him from letting them in, though. He was often friendly towards Zanzibari strangers. These men, however, were all European. They didn't look exactly like the British men that Khalid has dealt with. They spoke differently, too, rougher accents, though they did speak Swahili. 2 of the men were soldiers, even if they were dressed in civilian clothes. The third man, the largest of the 3, was in charge. This man was Albrecht von Reckenberg.
Hey, you said that pretty good.
I did say that good. It's because I'm German. I can say it. Spoiler, he's a German.
Okay. I figured.
He told Khalid that he was the German vice consul, soon to be the German consul for Zanzibar.
But he wasn't. He's lying.
Oh, maybe. We'll see. He said this so confidently, as if he knew for certain of the future. A consul, just like Rennell, just like Gerald before him. Khalid wanted to kick him out of his house. He wanted to strike the man. Before he could do anything of the sort, the vice-consul asked if they could come in. They sat in Khalid's living quarters, the quaint area feeling even smaller with this man in his presence. For far too long, they didn't speak. It seemed the German was assessing Khalid. He began to fidget. He was still very youthful. Reckenberg was much older. Was he second-guessing his decision to come here? Khalid felt sweat running down the back of his neck. Finally, the man spoke. In perfect Swahili, he told Khalid that he thought there should be a new sultan. Reckenberg told Khalid that he knew how he had tried to declare himself the sultan 3 years ago. He thought it was very brave. Khalid couldn't help but feel gratitude towards this man. He probably didn't even realize it, but he was going to do whatever this man asked. Reckenberg had that effect on people. Even so, the German asked him. He asked Khalid, did he want to be the Sultan of Zanzibar? More than anything, Khalid had replied. You deserve it, the man said to him. Not only did Reckenberg compliment him, but he also promised Khalid. He promised him security. He told him that Germany wanted their influence of the area back. They wanted British rule to leave.
Okay.
Khalid wanted that, but he knew better than to trust a European outright. But Reckenberg wasn't done. He gave Khalid his word that if he succeeded, if he became the Sultan, that Reckenberg would come to him for decisions for Zanzibar. He would be the final say on what happened on their island, just like his father had been.
Something sounds fishy here.
It was everything Khalid believed needed to be done for his home. He agreed. He said he would do it as long as he had the support of the German government.
Why would he just trust this dude that's coming in?
He got one over.
Yeah, but you gotta be smarter than that if you're gonna be a sultan.
He said all the right things.
Yeah. Typical man.
And Reckenberg promised that he would have their support. Even though Khalid agreed to work with the Germans, there was still the problem of how to take over the throne. Reckenberg offered a simple solution. He dug into his pocket and extracted a vial. He warned Khalid not to ingest it, told him to find a way to get it into the Sultan's drink. Then do what he did last time. Take the throne by force, with strength. But this time he would have Germany's support. Khalid, after a brief moment of hesitation, took the vial. Now, Hamad, the Sultan, wasn't a fool. Not a complete fool, at least. He trusted the British, but he did not trust Khalid. We're actually not sure how Khalid managed to do it, if he even did it. But as I said above, Sultan Hamad bin Thawani collapsed at 11:40 a.m. on August 25th, 1896. He was pronounced dead. And just as he did 3 years earlier, Khalid entered the palace and made claim to the throne. This time, however, he did so with 2,800 men at his back.
Whoa. Germans?
Zanzibar. Civilians, people who supported him, who wanted to free Zanzibar.
How did he rally that many people in such a short amount of time?
We're not sure. Maybe they were all just wanting... maybe they were all wanting the same thing, or maybe they were paid by the Germans. We'll never know. At the news of the death of the Sultan, a new consul, Basil Cave, made a choice for the new Sultan.
Basil Cave?
Yes.
Sounds kind of made up.
Remember what happened last time you thought that?
Yeah, I know. Stephen.
Basil. Now he chose pro-British Hamoud bin Muhammad. However, before he could make that official, he was told that Khalid had declared himself sultan. Basil had been warned about Khalid from Renal, and he knew he needed to put a stop to this immediately. Any inch of rebellion and the entire island would turn on the British Empire. So Basil walked up to the palace doors and demanded Khalid's presence. Khalid ignored him. It must have felt good for Khalid, but Basil warned him once more to open the door, and he refused. Basil informed Khalid that this would be considered an act of rebellion, and the crown would have no choice but to enact war on the small force. I imagine Khalid said something along the lines of, "I spit on your crown."
Badass. Wait, we're not allowed to cuss.
Basil telegraphed the British government's Foreign Office of the insurrection, and he was granted the use of force to reclaim the palace of Zanzibar. But Basil didn't want to kill anyone. He sent one last warning to Khalid. He informed him that he had authority to remove him from the throne, whether by force or willingly from Khalid. On the 26th, he told Khalid that he had until 9 a.m. the next day to relinquish control of the palace. The morning came. Khalid attempted to negotiate. He refused to step down. Basil denied any negotiations. Khalid didn't believe the British would fire on the palace, but Basil saw fortification efforts and artillery guns being set up, aimed out to sea at the British ships. There was no use talking anymore. The Anglo-Zanzibar War had begun.
The shortest war in history.
At 9:02 a.m. on August 27th, the British ships opened fire on the palace. They brought 2 cruisers and 3 gunboats with them. The cruisers ranged between 300 and 500 feet in length. They were pretty big ships. And the gunboats were around 150, 250 feet. So smaller, more fast, maneuverable ships. All of the British ships were built with steel, which was unseen, especially in East Africa at the time. Now the Sultan did have some ships as well. The HMS Glasgow, which was the Sultan's private yacht.
Glasgow, like Scotland?
Glasgow, yeah. It was actually gifted to Khalid's father, Bargash, when he was the Sultan. It was gifted to him by the British. Mm-hmm. This was made of iron. It was only about 200 feet long. It was strong, but certainly no match for the steel ships that the British used. Besides a few other small fishing boats converted into military vessels, the rest of the Zanzibari troops were on land. The first bombardment of the palace destroyed the artillery and set the palace on fire. The HMS Glasgow attempted to take on the British cruisers, but it was promptly sank, as were the 2 fishing vessels. The pro-British Zanzibari troops rushed the palace. Some gunshots rang out, but they faced minimal defense. The cruisers had made quick work of the palace walls. Fire spread and people were fleeing the burning palace. They ran out the doors and were met with machine guns and rifle barrels.
Jeez. How sad. Why do you talk about death so much? Is all of history just death?
A lot of it. I'll try to find a happy, or think of a happy one next time.
Okay.
Now the first barrage was fired at 9:02 a.m. The last shots were fired and the palace flag lowered at 9:40 a.m. The Anglo-Zanzibar War lasted 38 minutes.
38 minutes? I was closer when I said 1 minute in a day. That's how long it took me to push out my first child. 38 minutes.
Exactly. That's crazy. Basil stepped past bodies, ignoring the smell of blood and burnt flesh, as he stepped into the throne room. He was expecting to find Khalid there, still defiantly clutching the throne that he deeply believed to be his. Instead, he was gone. Basil searched the entire palace, the grounds around it, even searched through the hundreds of bodies, but Khalid was nowhere to be found. It was reported that Khalid and the leaders of his army fled at the sound of the first shot. He ordered the palace slaves and citizens to continue the fight. They made up the majority of the casualties.
So he didn't care about his people?
No.
He just used them. How sad.
He used his slaves.
How sad. Is there nobody good in humanity?
Basil Cave.
Fake Basil Cave.
Fake Basil.
Who names their kid Basil?
The British would.
That's true. Oh, yeah, and Austin Powers, that one guy's named Basil.
That's right. Now, 500 Zanzibari men were either killed or wounded on Khalid's side. The British received one wounded soldier on their ship that had been fired on.
Jeez.
One injury, and he didn't even die.
Jeez.
The crew of the HMS Glasgow, clutching to the masts of the sunken ship, were all rescued by the British cruisers. Basil immediately placed Hamoud bin Muhammad in power as the Sultan. Then he ordered Khalid bin Bargash to be found and arrested. The fire from the palace spread to nearby buildings. Chaos spread through the villages, and looting occurred that added another 20 lives to the casualties.
Jeez.
The British brought additional soldiers in, enforcing order on the people of Zanzibar.
This is all just because this one guy wanted to be Sultan.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
The very thing Khalid was trying to remove was increased on his people. But where did Khalid go?
I don't know. Where did he go?
It turns out Reckenberg, the German consul, held up his end of the bargain.
I was going to say with him.
Why didn't you?
I was going to say that.
I gave you a chance.
The German guy.
The German
he went
guy.
with the German guy. Okay, we'll put that in before.
Okay. Now, he didn't help in the war, but he did allow Khalid and his most loyal followers, about 40 men, asylum into the German territories.
I have a theory. Reckenberg was working for the British.
Ooh, you think?
Yeah.
To get them out?
Yeah.
Sydney.
He knew this was all going to happen, and that the British were indestructible. And yeah, he came up with this plan in order to remove Khalid.
To give British more?
Huh?
To give British more rule?
Yeah.
So he's... that's a theory. When the British Empire discovered that Khalid fled to German territory, they demanded his arrest. But Reckenberg refused to give Khalid to the British. After a tense standoff, the German consul agreed to help exile Khalid from Zanzibar. He was put on a ship and taken to German East Africa, that section that they had gotten at the beginning, through the agreement. The new Sultan, Hamoud, was very loyal to the British, and almost all control was handed over to the crown. Hamoud did eventually abolish slavery after the British Empire declared he'd do so. So Khalid, the guy that you wanted, the guy that you liked,
I don't like
was
him anymore.
pro-slavery.
If I would have known that, I wouldn't have liked him.
The destroyed palace was removed and turned into local gardens. A new palace was constructed, but British governing homes were also constructed, and British rule was more heavily enforced in Zanzibar. There were no more rebellions against the British Empire on the island of Zanzibar. The Anglo-Zanzibar War is regarded as the shortest war in history. Khalid's frustration with British rule is understandable, and I feel that he truly wanted to do what he thought was best for his country, for his people. But the might of the British Empire was way too much for the small island to take on. They were too much for anyone to take on, unless you were America. But Sydney, just as Khalid made a choice, now you have to.
Oh, gosh.
Was this a history buff or bluff?
Oh my god. This is my least favorite part.
Look at your notes.
I
Your detailed notes that you said you were going to do.
I stopped like 5 minutes in taking notes, so I mean it sounds pretty real.
Is that all you get me?
I'm trying to think. Let me think about it. I feel like the British were super powerful. But wait, we never found out about that one guy.
Which guy?
What was his name? The German guy?
What about him?
Like,
Reckenberg?
why did he come?
To gain more German influence.
Oh, so
over
he
there.
was like legit.
He was legit.
Oh.
Yeah, he helped him escape. He wasn't working for the British like you thought.
Dang it. laughing at me? This is hard, okay? This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Because normally you are a terrible liar and you can't keep anything from me.
I'm doing pretty good so far.
You are doing good. I think it's true.
Final answer?
I don't know. Yeah.
You're right.
Yes! Finally! I'm 2-2. Finally.
Good job, Sid. I really thought I was going to get you.
I went back and forth. I didn't really have a concrete reason why I chose that. I just guessed 50-50.
So notes did not help?
No, I don't think I'm going to take notes anymore. What do you think I was going to guess?
I was hoping that you would get it, that you would say bluff, but I thought it might have been kind of obvious. Maybe not obvious, but...
Okay, what was that cricket thing?
The what?
The cricket thing that you were like...
Oh,
like,
that was a real thing about Gerald Portal. That was a real thing. He played professional cricket, and for some reason that was a highlight. Those were his stats, and they sound really funny, so I just wanted to put it in there to see if it would throw you off.
Well, I mean, yeah, I thought about that. I was like, that's kind of weird.
I thought you were going to guess true the whole time. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's because it's like a really cool... It has the Guinness Book of World Records for the shortest war. It has that title.
Yeah.
So I thought just...
There were also a lot of names that I don't feel like you would have made up.
Yeah. I did throw a lot of names out there.
So...
I threw a lot of names in the last couple episodes, too.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just going to start doing that.
Real, that I thought was fake. So.
Yeah, all these names were real.
When did you first hear about this?
I think it was in high school, just in history class.
I probably heard about it.
You might have.
I'm just sounding all out.
Yeah, I can't be sure. I don't remember exactly when, but I do remember hearing about the shortest war in history.
Maybe you should have been a history teacher as your career.
I don't like speaking in front of people.
Oh, that's true. Then why'd you start a podcast?
Well, this is just with you.
Kind of.
Kind of.
And all
People
of our
hear me
listeners.
talking. But yeah, it's just such a crazy war. Like how short it is.
Yeah.
Entire battles have lasted longer than that.
I mean, clearly they were not prepared for that.
No, not at all. TV dramas
Yeah.
last longer. An episode of a TV show
Yeah.
lasted longer than this war.
True. Especially nowadays when everything is just 8 episodes, all an hour long or 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Was all of it true?
I had to add dramatic effect to some stuff. When Reckenberg visited Khalid that dark night, that there's no proof that happened. All that I was able to find was that Khalid had the support of the Germans. They were involved in him taking the throne in some way. There's no evidence that he visited him or that he handed him a vial of poison. There's not even proof that Khalid is the one who poisoned Hamid. It's theorized that he was the one who did it just because he immediately took the throne.
So you made all that up.
I added it for dramatic effect. That's all.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
I can do that. Why not?
Because it's either true or false. You can't have some true and some...
No, the entire story is true. All I did was interpret what may or may not have happened.
I don't know if that's
in
allowed.
A night of mystery.
Maybe our listeners should write in and tell us.
You could comment if I'm allowed to do that or not. I also didn't know Khalid's motivations. I mean, obviously it was understandable how he'd be upset at the power shift with the Sultan's power, his people's power being taken to the British or being given to the British.
Yeah, you made me feel bad for the guy. And he was just a slave owner. Gosh.
But he was denied the throne twice. That was real. He tried to take it
because he wasn't actually a good guy, and they saw right through him.
Yeah, Gerald, Rennell, and Basil.
Yeah, I guess they saw right through him.
Yeah. Maybe that was the undesirable quality that they saw in him.
Maybe. But they made his
Palace.
a garden?
Yeah, turned into a local garden, from what it said.
That's so sweet.
For the people.
How pretty. I feel bad for all the people who died, though, for no reason.
Yeah. Well, to them, it wasn't no reason.
Yeah, true.
They wanted to be free of British rule.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah, same.
So were you said you just made a wild guess.
Yeah.
You had no idea?
It sounded very real.
Mm-hmm.
But some of your other episodes have also sounded very real, and I was wrong. So I wasn't really sure because you're a really good writer and good storyteller. So
Thanks.
I'm like, well, could be either one. I don't know. So yeah, I just gave it a 50-50 shot. I got it right.
Good job.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. Look at wait. Oh, you're right. I said 3 and 1 at the beginning. It's 2 and 1. 2 and 2
Stop
now.
trying to give yourself points.
I tried to pad the numbers.
Typical.
So what are your final thoughts, Sid?
I like that story.
Yeah?
And I liked that it was not medieval times. And I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
That the shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes.
Yeah.
That is not very long at all.
No. And there is some speculation on the exact time. It ranged from like 37 to 45 minutes. Yeah. But the most widely accepted was 38.
Yeah. Dang. They really were not prepared for war.
No.
They probably should have prepared more before trying.
Well, there wasn't much you could do against the British Empire.
Yeah.
Like I said, their ships were much stronger. Their weaponry was a lot more accurate, a lot more powerful. It said in their first volley of shots, they destroyed all of the artillery that the palace had.
Jeez.
And set it on fire, all in one go.
I can't believe only one guy got injured.
I know. It's crazy.
Not even died.
I was trying to find where... It took me a while to find out who it was. It was a guy who was on the ship. So he was on the ship, and when the HMS Glasgow, the Sultan's yacht, fired on it, he got injured somehow. But he did not die.
Wow, that is wild. Well...
That's another episode.
I want to go to Zanzibar someday.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty.
We could go see where this happened.
That also kind of gave you away.
What?
When you said that we could, when I said that we should go to Zanzibar, you're like, we should go see where this happened.
Well, I was trying to like trick you with that.
Oh, yeah.
To make you think that like he's just saying that.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that too.
All right, Sid.
Well, that wraps up another episode. I can't wait to see what you do next.
I got a lot of ideas.
How many ideas do you currently have?
I'll check my list.
Do you just add to your list every single day?
Every day.
Dang. We got some good stuff coming at you guys. Probably. I don't know, because I don't see it. 19. Jeez.
19 things currently. Send stuff in. If you have an idea for an obscure or crazy event in history, email it to me at historybuffsorbluffs@gmail.com.
Or if you're a writer and you come up with your own crazy story, send that in too. And Kyle will credit you.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And follow us on Instagram at historybuffsorbluffspod.
Thanks for joining us.
Jeez. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Shugs.
Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out our next... Stop! Shh, I'm trying to talk. Thanks for joining us. Stop! Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out our next episode and help me find out. How do you talk?
We can't do
How do you talk? It's so hard.
Can't put this together.
Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out our next episode and help me find out if it'll be a history buff
or bluff.
Have a good week.